Good morning. Today is June 2nd, Tuesday, and today we're going to continue studying graphs, but today we're going to do line plots. So go ahead and open your packet to June 2nd, 2020, and I'll share my screen. Okay, so as you can see, the first problem is an I do, and it reads, a school is collecting data for the number of 20 of days 20 students are absent in the first 9 weeks of school. Each X represents one student. I'm going to underline that because that's very important. Each X represents one student. And here's the graph. So here, the title would be total absences per student. Each one of these X's represents one student. Okay? Under you see a number line starting at 0. And of course, you know this would be 1/2. Then this would be 1. And then here's 2. And then here's 3. Our job is to figure out what is the total number of days absent for all 20 students combined. So we're going to underline that. We're going to circle all 20 students. And we're going to box in combined. That is very important. Okay. And of course, we know when we see the word combine, we know at some point when we annotate that there's going to be some type of addition in a few minutes. Also, we're going to box in the word total. Because again, total, it's obviously going to mean to either add or to multiply. And in this case, it means to add. Okay. All right, so let's look at what we have. Now remember, each one of these X's represents one student. So if I were to count each X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So remember, each X represents the 20 students. So when I look above the 0, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 X's. So 6 kids, this means that these X's stands for a student. So 6 students had a total of 0 absences. So we would write above it 6, and each one had a total of 0 absences. So again, we are trying to figure out what is the total number of days absent for all 20 students combined. So on that particular day, 6 times 0 we know gives us 0. Okay? Then we go to the next column and we would count the number of X's that we have to figure out how many of these kids had one day. They were only absent one day. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 X's, so that means there were 8 students. And these 8 students were absent one day. So then we would write 8 times 1 above that column. So write 8 times 1. And then do the math. 8 times 1 gives us 8. Okay. So then we go to the next column and we count the number of X's there. So here we have 1, 2, 3. We only have 3 students here. And these 3 students have 2 absences. So now we take 3 and multiply it by 2. So 3 students times 2 absences gives us a total of 6 absences. So we combine all those 3 students' absences together, that gives us a total of 6. So this student had 2, this one had 2, this one had 2, and that's how we got our 6. Okay. Now we go to the next column, and we see that above this column, there are 2 students, but they each had 3 absences. So 2 students, we would write 2 and times it by 3 because they each had 3 absences. And you do the math. 2 times 3, gives us 6. Okay? So our final one, we go over here to the last column. And there's only one X, so that's one student. So one student had 4 absences because he has 4 here. So we would do 1 times 4. And 1 times 4, we know is 4. Okay? Now let's go back and take a look at our big question. It says, what is the total number of days absent for all 20 students combined? So now we're going to combine each of their days. So we have to take 0, combine it with 8, combine it with 6, combine it with 6, combine it with 4. Okay, so I'll write those numbers down. I know 0 plus 8 gives me 8. Okay, so I've used my 0 and I've used my 8. Scratch that off. So now I'm going to add 6 plus 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. So I've used my 6. So now I'm going to add my next number, which is 6 again. 6 plus 4, I know it's 10. Put down my 0. Put my plus 1 here. And that makes 2. All right, so I've used this 6. So now I'm going to add my 4. So 20 plus 4 gives me 24. So I've added all my numbers. Go back to my big question. What is the total number of days absent for all 20 students combined? I know that these numbers here represents the absent days for the students in each column. I've combined them and I came up with a total of 24. So I would circle C. Okay. So I'll pause and let you get that information. If you need additional time, just pause the video. And here it is again if you need to see it again. All right, so our next problem is a we do. All right, it reads, the line plot shows the number of bicycle rental shops charging different hourly rates for a bicycle rental. Okay, the title of our line plot is bicycle rental cost. Here's a little key. This key tells us that each X stands for one retail shop. So here's an X and here's an X. So 2 of them were charging $4 an hour. So then we go here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them were charging $5 an hour. Here we have 2. 2 were charging 6. 2 places was charging $7, nothing $8. 1 was charging $9. 3 of the shops charged $10 an hour. 0 on 11, and 3 were charging $12 per hour. Okay. So now here's our big question. Which statement about the data is true? Okay, so we're going to underline that. And notice that this key is always important because it tells us something. All right, so let's look at A. It says exactly 7 rental shops charge more than $7 per hour. Okay, $7 per hour for a bike rental. Okay, it says exactly 7 shops charge more than $7. All right, here's my $7 point. So that means everything to the right on this side represents more than 7. Okay, so let's see if this is correct. Let's count the excess to see if that's correct. $9 is more than 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's exactly right. So exactly 7 rental shops charge more than $7 per hour for a bike rental. So yes, that is correct. So our answer for that one would be A. Okay, that makes sense. All right, you have to use the same line plot here to answer your you do. It says, how many rental shops, we're down here, how many rental shops charge $9 or more an hour for their bike rentals? So again, you look up here, it says charge $9 or more. So starting at $9 and going up to more than $9. That is your job to figure out how many of them charge $9 or more an hour for a bike rental. That's your job. Okay. Once you have your answer, you are to put it in your Kahoots. Please make sure you only do Kahoots one time and that you put your first and last name. Okay. So just remember that each X stands for bike rental shop here. Stands for rental shop. And then see how many rental shops charge $9 or more based on this line plot. All right, you guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you later.